Hello everyone, welcome back to Glitz and Glitter. So I'm working on some more orders today. I am chugging right through them. I'm so happy that people can finally get their orders. So I'm gonna do these three different people. But on demold, I have three more things that I poured off camera that were duplicates, so I'm just going to demold them with you anyway. I've got the tray to do to kind of mimic a tray bathroom set that I did several weeks back, maybe a month or two back, I don't remember. And it was in Dulce, Emerald Green, a little bit of champagne toast, and clear. We're going to do that in this tray, and then a little hippo to go with that, a little hippo pendant. Then I've got a doggy. This is the panda one that I did, and I think it's a Labradoodle. Now I can't remember. I'm going to mimic a Labradoodle, I think. So I pulled out buttercream for that. So I'm just going to brush this whole mold in buttercream instead of pouring it in butter. I'm going to pour it in buttercream too, but I think I'm going to brush the mold. And let me just get started while I'm talking. This one, they want all white, shimmery white, which I just forgot, my white mica powder, with a silver aged nails in the center, gold there, and we're going to finish it that way. So let me just do this one with this is going to be the Dianca Pours Sterling Silver for the cross. The rest is going to be completely white. And then I'll finish the center of the cross after I demolded. So this is like one of my all-time most popular molds I have sold in eBay. And I thank you all who ordered it for your patience. I'm still working on orders. It takes me a couple of weeks to get this out if you order this cross particularly. I'm still working on a bunch of them, but you're seeing this 3 weeks later, so obviously those have all been sent out at this point. I think it's because this is a 3-layer cross and you can use it in 3 different ways. You can pour just the center nails if you wanted to. You can pour the center nails and then this inside cross, or you can pour all 3, which is what I'm going to do today. And it's so versatile and you can do so many millions of things with it that I think that's why it became one of the most popular molds I have sold. But I do love it. So I'm so happy that I get to do it again for an order, because I don't always do, I don't always have these color schemes that people want, so I do like to see what other people like to see. So let's just get that cleaned off with a little bit of alcohol and some cotton swabs here. And then basically I'm just going to brush that crystal white mica powder all over it. This is a matte mold, and brushing that crystal white mica powder all over it is going to make it shimmer, which is what she wanted, a little shimmer shine for the white. So I'm excited to do that. So I poured the Faith Cross, and they wanted it basically the same way I just did that blue one the other day. So I just poured that off camera. We'll demold it together later. She also wanted the cross box lid only, 2 of them. And so I poured 2 more because she saw them done, and one was in the Mateo Aurora, I think it was. I have them sitting right here. Mateo Aurora. She wanted a lavender one. I ended up brushing, I brushed the Mateo onto it and poured it in Mateo. And then I ended up brushing the lavender onto the other one because I have 2 of those molds. They are currently still in the pressure pot. I let them sit in there overnight. But I'm anxious to see the lavender one come out of that mold because I brushed it on. So I don't know. I don't remember ever brushing on a mica powder on that mold other than that Mateo Aurora, which is pretty iridescent. I just want to get this pretty good and get all that silver off, because you're going to see it. Whatever touches that silicone, you guys have heard me say it a million times, but this video can be seen by new people too. So if you have something on your silicone that you don't want, covering it up with the next layer is not going to do you any good, because that's what's going to be showing when you unmold it. So I'm going to be pretty thorough here, wiping off that silver, because I have no way of covering that up after the fact. I would just have to re-pour it. All right, that looks pretty good. Oh, no, it doesn't either. See some right? See all that? You're going to see that on demold. So I want to get that really, really good. See, it's still coming off on my cotton swab. That's how you know you still have some on there. That's some potent stuff. Even after we demold this, there's going to be silver in my mold. And I'm going to have to clean it out. So let me just do this a couple more times. I'm going to have to clean out the silver unless the next person wanted a silver nails in the center. Otherwise, yeah, you have to clean that silver out of the mold after demold. Oh man, I just went in there and took some off. That's the other issue. Don't slip, because then you got to do it again. That is some potent... See, look at all that came off in there. I can still see some coming. See? Oh, man. That's why it takes... Oh, I'm not... Look at all that coming off. So I have to go back in because I did mess it up right there, and then I'll have to clean it again. And I messed it up right there. And right there. So let me get this cleaned a little bit more, and then we'll move on to the white. I think I got it all. Man, that took me a while of cleaning that. Get yourself a fluffy brush for big areas like this, and I'm just going to go over the rest of it. I will pour it in the white as well, but just get yourself a little... And it doesn't matter that you're going over silver. Like I said, whatever is hitting your silicone is the color you're going to end up with. So I'm just gonna... This has 3 different textures too. You've got scroll work on the nails. You've got a rough, like, orange peel texture on the center cross. And then you've got a different kind of texture, like a wavy effect on the large cross. So there are... It's very pretty. It's very different, unique. I'm just going to rub it in. I don't know how much this holds. I went back to look, but I never did say. I think it holds about 8. The other 2, I think, hold about 6 each. So that's pretty much it for this. That's all she wanted. I just want to make sure my sides got done, which they should have. It's a pretty fluffy brush. Yep. All right, let's do the, what did I pick out? Buttercream? Let me look. For the dog. Then we're going to fill up, that dog is a planter. So she does want me to fill it with flowers, which I'm excited about because you know I love me some flowers in my planter pots. Let's just get that out of the way. Buttercream, yep, for the dog. And I think I'm going to flip it inside out. I am going to fill it with buttercream as well. So I better put some gloves on because I want my gloves to be filled with powder. That way when I flip it back inside out, I won't rub any off. Let's just powder this up. You could use your hands too. It helps. If you use your hands, I mean, you can. See if it'll go on. But I do want powder all over my hands as well. But let's use the brush and make sure it gets all over my gloves. Because if it's all over the gloves, like I said, you will have an easier time flipping it inside out. Some people say, I think it was Wendy at Toonpish, if I'm not mistaken. She put plastic over something like this and then flipped it inside out. I've never tried that because I know the whole glove thing does work. But if you're getting all these little cracks and crevices, it is kind of hard to paint it on with your finger. Yeah, I can't get my fingers in those little pieces. I hope this is the right color for her dog. I just thought it would be a little bit shimmerier. Shimmerier? Is that a word? More shimmery? if I painted it on the actual mold itself. It is such a cute little planner. I did Panda. I kept the planter one. I did look like Panda. It's sitting outside my side door with some flowers in it. It's so cute. All right, so let me get this all over my hands. See how I'm touching it and it's not rubbing off? So if it was not on my gloves, we would have all of that rubbing off. And I think I've got it all. So I'm not too concerned to be flipping it over inside out and making it like scratch. Now, if it touches itself, that's something altogether different, which it is. So you can always go back in with your brush or your fingers or whatever you want. Plus, I'm going to be filling this with the same color. So I think we're good. We're good to go no matter how I go about it. All right, let's look at the mess that I made. You can use your switching sponge to clean out your brushes before you put them away. Get all that color off. And just pull the sponge out eventually. Mine's brand new. And just empty it when it's full. Not really full, but every once in a while you're going to want to do that. For this tray, now going back to see what I did to the other one, I let the resin heat up pretty hot. 105 degrees Celsius, I think. But before I did that, I sprinkled it with some champagne toast. So I think I'm going to do that too. I don't want much. I just want a little bit. Just a little in some random spots here. Now this is a much smaller tray than I did before. So I'm not quite sure how it's going to turn out. I think that's good. I just wanted to sprinkle it on there so you're going to see it, because if you put glitter inside your resin, it's just going to bury it and eat it all up. So that's why I sprinkled it on there. Okay, let me mix up some resin. I got to figure out the way I'm going to split it. We are going to vacuum chamber this. I don't think I'm going to use... I might use a pressure pot for these two, but this one won't fit in there for sure.
Brushes in hand and the world is my stage. Colors are loud like they're breaking the cage.
While that is mixing, I'm going to go ahead and start getting my colors prepared in the alcohol to dissolve them, just so we don't have any unmixed mica powder. So we don't need a lot because it's already been brushed with the color. But I like to usually fill it with the same color. That way you don't really notice. Let's get some buttercream here. So each one I'm going to do 6 ounces. Or 8, no, I'm going to do 8 ounces of the white. And the other two are going to be about 6 ounces each. So I need a clear, a green, and dulce. So I need some dulce in here. It's very close to the buttercream, but it's not. It's got a more tannish color. I'm going to keep turning. I have a timer going for my mixer, so I know how long it's been mixing. Oh, and I forgot to start it, of course. I think I've done 3 sets, maybe. Shoot. Glad I said that. So now I'll do another, I don't know, 2 more minutes, maybe. As long as it's clear, you'll know it's ready to go. Okay, there's the white. The buttercream. And the dulce. And then I'm going to use the Emerald Ocean. So the reason I'm going to heat this one up is because I want it to blend, but not blend. You know what I mean? I want it to... You can use glue, but then it would not blend at all. I want it to blend a little bit, but not a ton. So that's when I heat it really, really hot. That way it's still going to blend at the edges of the colors, but it's not going to completely make a new color, and it's not going to completely not blend at all. All right, that's good. Let me just finish mixing my resin. We're going to mix that up. I do have my pressure pot shelves out, so we are going to put the 2 in the pressure pot to make sure we get the best casting we could possibly get since they're orders. I'm going to just scrape my sides and my bottom real good. I don't see any unmixed. That mixer really does a good job on their sides and bottom. It doesn't even touch the sides and bottom, and yet every time I do this, it doesn't seem to have any unmixed. So that's good. Love that. All right, this is an extra cup to split my 8 ounces. So I'm just going to mix my 8 ounces of white. And then 6 ounces of buttercream. Then I'm going to split the rest between the dulce, the clear, and the green. So let's do, I want to get this stuff out of the way here for a minute. Whoop! Almost. So we should have about 6 left. I have 7 left. Why do I have 7 left? Let's put a little more in here. All right, dulce. Clear. So I'm going to do these 3 last because of the fact that I want them really warm. So these are just going to sit, the ones that are going in the pressure pot don't need to be debubbled for any reason, because that's what the pressure pot is for. I'm going to go ahead and just debubble the white. In fact, I maybe just put it back into this cup now that I just scraped it all out instead of wasting another cup. Okay, let's get these all stirred. So much going on. Got to keep it all in my head straight. Yeah, you know what? Let's just put this back in here. That way it can bubble as high as it wants to bubble in the vacuum chamber. Get you all back out. Okay, there's the white. Maybe I'll save this just in case I have extra, and we can put it into something else. All right, white. I'm going to put a little bit of the buttercream on the back of this jar, which is why I have it sitting here so I don't forget, because I forget all the time. Because see how the jar looks a different color than it actually is in resin. I like a sample of a cured color on the backs of my jars. You can make a little butterfly or whatever you want, but I just found that it's just easier for me to just put a little dollop on there and put a stick underneath. Oh my gosh! Woo! How many of you jumped? Okay, yeah. Almost spilled that. I have never done that before, and I hope I never do that, ever. Just gonna wipe that off. Oh my gosh, that would have been terrible. Oh, what a mess that would have been to clean. Oh my gosh. Okay, that is the dulce. Now let's put some emerald green into my clear. Let's do this one. Emerald green. I'm like, why does that look like that? But that's the color I used in the last one. make it a little deeper in color. That looks good. And as these sit here for the next 15 minutes warming up, they're basically going to degas themselves. All right, that's good. Clear, leaving clear. Obviously, let's get the white debubbled.
Glitz and glitter lighting up the night, painting dreams with a shimmer so bright. Rhinestones dancing, catching every eye. This is my moment, gonna touch this.
I think I'm going to pour this one first so I can move it over to the pressure pot, and that way it's not in my way. So I'm just going to pour it slowly and just kind of roll it around. Try to get into the crevices without messing up my powder. Hopefully I only needed 6. Yep, cool. I'm going to move this over there, just fill it all the way up. We got a tiny bit left. Let's fill up the white. I always fill up the nails first, just to make sure they don't get a little air pocket. And then this is the section can be poured. If you just have a section that you want for a small cross, that's all you can do. But today we're going to fill it all the way up. Oh gosh, I hope I have enough. I think it was 8. Yeah. I need to write that on my mold, cover it with silicone glue so I don't forget. I think I will do that right now because I know I'm going to forget. Just scrape it all out. Got to get it down here to these edges. You don't want to fill these molds handmade because they're hand trimmed, and you're just going to have to trim off that trim mark if you dome these. So don't fill them all the way up. Leave that whole trim mark empty. That looks good. I'm going to wipe that. Let me get a pen and see. I'm going to write 8 on here. And then you take your silicone super glue and cover that 8 with the super glue. Silicone super glue, not regular super glue. And then that will be on there. It takes time to dry. It's not instant like super glue. It takes time to dry like that. So that's how I do it. Thanks to a viewer who told me that trick. Let me move this back. Oh, I'm going to move this, clean out my cup, and then let's wait. I got a little bit left over, so I will make a few things with that. Not too much. Maybe I'll make some hippos out of here. I don't know. Let me see what I got. I have these little tiny birds I've been meaning to try that I got in Happy Mail. They've been sitting here waiting for extra resin, so let's do that. I'm going to put the hippos on here. This is my second tier to the pressure pot. So I pulled out my sweet cherry, and I'm just going to drip 1 drop. I'm sure I'm going to stain the mold into each one since I want like a cardinal type. Then I'm going to pour the rest into the into here, which is the buttercream. I don't need much. I'm still going to probably have some left over. So I'm hoping we get both colors maybe. I should probably put this in a smaller cup. It might be easier. I just don't want to pour it and then be like, ah, too much. I don't know. Maybe I will. Maybe I won't even get all of them now that I just dripped. It holds more than I thought it was going to hold. Let's try to pour it. I'll have to save some to get that ink out for the other ones. Yeah, I totally overshot that. I guess I could clean the ink out with the cotton swab, now that I think about it. There's that. I might get one more maybe. Let's just thank God for these little tiny spatulas that do the trick. Well, that one might not be very red. Oh, because the red was up at the top. That's why. Yeah, I'm just going to clean the other one out, I guess. Oops. See, that's what I didn't want to do. Get yourself a little scraper. Clean up those edges. Otherwise, you'll be trimming. These little things are so hard to trim because you can't fiddle with them. Okay, I'm just going to take a Q-tip. I know it's back here, that red. I didn't get it down in there. And just clean that out so it doesn't like sit there on my mold forever. Oh! Oh no! Did I get it in the tray? I don't think so. Look at that. Look at how much is in there. It was totally in the wrong spot. Yeah, that's nice. Anyway, I'll clean that out. Still waiting for that to heat up. Be right back. While I'm waiting, I think I'm going to pour one of these hippos. Actually, I better do two, just in case one doesn't come out. And since she wants both colors, I'm going to put a drop of the green, and then we'll fill up the hippo. And hopefully we'll get both colors in there. I'm not sure, this thing is so tiny. That way if one doesn't come out, the other one should. Hope I'm not making myself short on resin by doing this. Okay, there's one. A little bit more. And I'll check the temperature. Okay. I do like to have these domed. This is a machine-made mold, and it's much easier to trim. If you dome machine-made molds, I know it can be confusing on what to dome and what not to dome. A lot of people ask, how do you know the difference? Well, basically the price of your the price of your mold will tell you the difference if it's machine-made or not. The handmade molds are different silicone, a lot more silicone, and much, much more expensive. But you could tell the difference. Okay, let's check our temps. 103, we're getting there. Okay, we're good. We're good. Let's go ahead and pour. How do I want to do this? That is a question. So the last time I went ahead and I poured a little bit of clear. And it was a rectangular tray when I did it before. So this is just a smaller version. And then I poured some of the green. Now what I don't want is striping like this. So I did take a stick and I kind of swirled those stripes, you know what I mean? Which I'm going to do right now because I don't want, again, it's touching the silicone first. I don't want striping. And this is the best that I can do on this shaped. Let's do a little clear. No, you know what? I'm going to save that clear. I don't have a lot of clear. Let's do some green and then some dulce. I'm going to save some clear for the end. Some green. Now let's do some clear before it's too late. clear. We'll do some dulce. So I'm going to have extra. So this didn't hold 6. I think it's going to hold about 5. And then some green. Now this is just the back. We're not going to see any of the pattern at this point. Although I will swirl it because I want both sides to be as pretty as possible. Oh, maybe it will hold all of it. Let's see. Let's get it in there. It's nice and warm, sticky. Yeah. Yeah, it should hold it. Actually, I think it's going to hold all of it. So that's good. Even the clear that I'm going to scrape. Let's get it all out. So 6 ounces for the tray. 6 ounces for the planter. And 8 ounces for the cross. Yeah, that was good. Now I'm just gonna take my stick. It's gonna do its own thing because of the mica. Plus it's got time in the pressure pot. But it can stay because it's so hot. It may not move a ton. All right, that's all I'm gonna do. I'm going to put it under pressure. About 40 to 45 pounds of pressure for the next 6 hours. I'm going to take them out, stick them on the heat mat to finish curing, and then we'll demold. Check out the comment of the day. See you in a sec. Some of it is ready to demold, not all of it. So I've got the tray, the hippos, and those tiny little birds over on my other heat mat. And these are all cured and ready to go. So remember I said I poured a few things yesterday, which was all of these. So she wanted the cross made like that blue one the other day. So that is this. So I just pretty much painted the mold with the mica and did it that way. Same, filled it with white. And here's a good example of the silver. Like I said, the silver is so potent, it stays on your mold. You could probably get another casting out of that. So here it is. So I did a lighter blue, a gray, and a darker blue. So that I'll just fill in these letters. I'll probably age it a little bit after I trim everything. So there's your blue one. This is all for Julie. Julie's the one who gave me those 4 massive boxes. She was cleaning out her craft room to get a spare bedroom back, so I totally appreciate everything she sent me. Now this was the extras left from these, and it was white and the Aurora. So I painted this mold with the Rolio lilac. I painted this mold with the Aurora. Then I filled it with Aurora, filled it with lilac. So all in that color. And then I had some Aurora left and some lilac left. So I dripped in some alcohol ink. I don't remember what color. And then I poured those colors in. So let's see what we have. It came out kind of marbled. A little bit. And then here's, no, that one's not so great. So these have words in there too. You could fill it in if you want to. It'd probably be easier to read in this case because of all the different colors. I don't love them, but they're okay. They're okay. Not my favorite. All right, so she loved the Aurora one. So I'm going to paint this one up for her. And she wanted wall hangings, so I didn't fill this up all the way. I still filled it up a little too much. I should have left a little bit out. I was trying to keep it flat on the back for her. Look at that. That is so pretty. So I'm just going to paint up the butterflies, the flowers, and all that. See if it's, I kind of like to wait overnight for full cure, but it was in the pressure pot for about almost 24 hours, not quite 24 hours. And then I put it on the heat mat for about 3 hours to try to really cook it. But like I said, I really wanted to make it flat on the back. So this is the one painted. Not too bad. It'll be pretty, I mean, it's got the sheen to it because of the mica powder painted on there. Instead of all the crackle effect that happens in here when you pour the powder in the resin. Okay, those are those. Let's do this one. This is the white we did today. Let's pull it off. Ooh. And here's the silver left on there. So I'll clean that out. That is gorgeous in white. Look at that. I didn't know what that would look like. That looks really pretty. So I'm going to age the metal and then put gold across there after I trim everything. And then let's do the dog. See what it looks like painted on the molds. I probably should squirt down in this one. Whoops. And over here. I don't know if that's going to get me anywhere in this case because he's so textured. All that fur. Oh, it did help. Get all that suction off. Okay, let me try not to break a nail. Here we go. Oh, look at how cute. Oh, please don't break. Oh, did you hear that? Okay, good. Ooh, look at how cute that is. Oh, that is adorable. If I can find the picture of her dog, I will put it on the screen. If not, then I won't, obviously. Oh, that is so cute. So we'll paint his little face. I'll trim up, paint his little paws, and then I'm going to fill him with some flowers. That is so cute. I hope you like it, Julie. All right. Let me get busy on a few of these things. I have about an hour and a half. I put the other heat mat on to do what it's doing. Those things over there don't really need any finish work, so let me get started on these.
Studio glow, resin on the table, 4 little crosses lined up, pretty and prayer filled. One shines pale and pearly, with butterflies in flight. Pastel blooms on the edges, catch the morning light. Lavender dreams, teal wings, purple with silver shine. Hands worn thin, heart full, she makes the holy kind. Michelle at Glitz and Glitter, Michelle at Glitz and Glitter. Bless those hands, bless that room, peace and love in every view. Michelle at Glitz and Glitter, Michelle at Glitz and Glitter. Thank you, Jesus, for each one that stays right by her side. Another cross glowing, iridescent and sweet. Little flowers dancing right beneath your feet. Then that Labradoodle planter, packed with dried bouquet color. Looks like joy took root there and grew up even stronger. She keeps it real, keeps it kind, keeps that faith in frame. Every piece says something, everyone speaks her name. Michelle at Glitz and Glitter, Michelle at Glitz and Glitter. Bless those hands, bless that room, peace and love in every view. Michelle at Glitz and Glitter, Michelle at Glitz and Glitter. Thank you, Jesus, for each one that stays right by her side. May your days be calm and gentle. May your cups run over. Michelle at Glitz and Glitter. Bless those hands, bless that room. Peace and love in every view. Michelle at Glitz and Glitter. Michelle at Glitz and Glitter. Thank you, Jesus, for each one that stays right by her side. For across the shining, love in every line. Michelle at Glitz and Glitter. You make the world feel kind.
That took quite a while to get all that painted, but I think I got everything. We're going to unmold this one together. But these I thought were cardinals, and they're roosters. So that was a surprise. So they're little roosters. So I'm glad I put red because the red went into the crown. So I just put little eyes on and painted the beak orange. So those are cute. Really cute. The hippos I did take out. This one didn't work out. It's got a bunch of craters in the back. Glad I did too because one of them worked. So there's the little hippo. I just put the clasp on there. Here's the extras. I was like, what do I have liquidy that can go down into those words? And it was the gilding paint. It went in beautifully. And then I just wiped the rest off. So this one's silver, that one gold. Painted those ropes there. So those two are pretty good. Here is the white cross. I just put a little bit of black on the silver and painted those gold. So that one's done. This one I painted the words in black. I put a little bit of black on there, not too much, just the tiniest bit. And then here's the two tops. I hope she likes them because she didn't really specify colors, so I just kind of went with my gut here. I did pastels on that one the best I could, and then I went a little bit brighter on that one, and then I put the rhinestones like normal. So that's really cute for like just the wall. You don't have to have the box, so that's a good idea. Here's the little dog. So since it was a golden doodle, I put golden on him and the feet and everything, and then I put gold on the flower because I don't know if it's a male or a female, so I didn't want to do that. Filled it with some flowers. Those are all glued in and drying, so that is adorbs. I hope she likes it. And then the last thing we have to do is unmold this. So here's the back, where this doesn't really get finished, so it's basically already done as long as it's good. Let's see how it came out. Ooh! That came out good. You got the specks of the glitter. It stayed separated but combined. I guess that's what I'm talking about, the way it looks. So if she's happy with the colors, which she should be because they're the same colors. Look at the sides, came out nice. You could see the clear green, and then it mixed in a little areas. Oh, that came out good. Really, really good. So I hope she likes that one. I'm just going to trim that off for her, so there's no need to bring you back for that. Trim it, resin restore it, and that one is finished as well. All right, guys, another video in the books. I hope you guys come back tomorrow. I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm sure I'll figure it out. I'll see you then. Have a blessed day, everybody. Bye.
Glitz and glitter paint her way. She lights up hearts come what may. With a brush of faith she starts. Jesus whispers through her art. Patience blooms in every hue. Her love for viewers shines so true. Shimmer sparkles in her eyes. A radiant soul under bright skies. Glitz and glitter, Michelle, a story. Her colors tell faith and love in every part. Jesus guides her shining heart. Canvas dreams and sparkly streams. Her laughter flows like sunlit beams. With each stroke her spirit sings. a masterpiece of golden wings. She sprinkles joy like morning dew, in every shade a promise new. A life of love, a life of grace, in her art we see his face. Glitz and glitter, Michelle, a story her colors tell. Faith and love in every part, Jesus guides her shining heart. She sprinkles joy like morning dew, in every shade a promise new. A life of love, a life of grace.